Hi folks, we're just going to do an update with a few things that we wanted to tell you about. They are, first of all, what happened in relation to a bungalow we looked at, a visit to hospital for Mo, just routine stuff, a trip out that Mo managed, how Mo got on his journey home, not such great news today, and then a little bit about where we stand in relation to fundraising.
Where are you going to start?
Shall we start with the bungalow?
Yes. Okay. So we saw a project, a huge project of a bungalow, but it was completely affordable for us. And it had huge potential, as an estate agent would say, but a need for modernisation. Yes. Looked like some things hadn't really been updated since the 70s. Anyway, it potentially, we went to visit it, and the space and the suitability were good.
Inside
and one of the things that was fantastic was the width of the hallway, which is great for wheelchair users, for turning out of doorways, because most hallways are too narrow. So we decided, we put an offer in. We weren't overly optimistic because there was a lot of interest. Anyone that lives in Chester knows the housing market is crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
On fire. Yeah. And there were already 4 offers in, and there'd already been a load of viewings, and we didn't get it.
Yeah, anyway. The offers were for way more than the asking price, and way more than we were willing to spend. Because, of course, the problem is that the more we spend on the purchase price, the less there is available to do the renovations and the adaptations.
So
and it was just
it was worth it, though. It was worth a shot, wasn't it? Because it had great, and it was a good location. Anyway, so that was that. Chapter
so that was
closed.
The start of the last week, and then the next thing that happened was the hospital trip for Mo.
Yep. So that was annual review. Sorry, I'm just doing medicines in the background here. Evening routine. So he went for his annual X-rays on hips and spine, which were fine. He has a bit of a scoliosis, but we know that it's been monitored for years and it's not got any worse.
Slight lean.
So a curvature of the spine. So that's we were happy with the outcome, weren't we? The thing is, though,
doing the X-ray,
hospitals just don't have ceiling track hoists. We need to do another little video at some point about what is a ceiling track hoist and show how easy it is to use it. Instead, hospitals tend to have what's called a mobile hoist, which is a portable thing, and they're just such a nightmare. So how many people does it take to lift Morgan with a ceiling track hoist at home?
Do it with one.
In hospital, in X-ray, with a mobile hoist.
You need a team.
5 people.
And also the ones from the hospital needs to have done the proper manual handling training.
Yeah, so there was 3 guys from X-ray. They were a fab team, weren't they?
They were good.
Yeah. And there was me and you. But it took all 5 of us.
And it's not easy because it just doesn't work really well for someone like Morgan with his complexity, with the way his legs stick out.
Yeah.
It's quite hard work.
And
just
with
to
how
lift
tall he is now.
From one place to another. Still, thanks to the good team.
We survived it. They were a brilliant team. Yeah.
And Morgan, who usually doesn't really like lying flat on an X-ray table, was very, very chilled.
You chilled out, Mo. You chilled out.
So that was good.
Yeah.
And then, happy news for Sunday.
Oh, so since we last did an update, Morgan's been to church twice, so 2 Sundays, and it was the first time he'd been to church for 14 months, so that was huge.
And he loves church.
He does.
He loves
the
environment.
Actually, on the way in, on the first Sunday, he was a bit unsettled and we thought he was going to need sedation. Ordinarily, he would have done. But you're so happy to hear all the voices. And even though we can't sing yet, the musicians could sing. 2 people could sing at the front. And you enjoyed it. And he calmed down without any medication.
So you did enjoy that, Mo. What you did not enjoy, though, and this is a common theme, is travelling on the school bus.
Today.
And this is being problematic now. We need to get this resolved, really.
Yeah, and it's another reminder that if we live further away from school, then you just wouldn't be able to go.
Yeah.
So
long journeys are problematic.
When we're looking at the compromises of properties and where to live, we've got to take into account that getting the best possible quality of life at home, because that's where he's going to spend most of his time, especially beyond school, against being able to travel to school.
And the thing about transporting Morgan is you basically have to treat him like a box of eggs, because too much shaking is just not good for him. It's not enjoyable. He can't see what's coming, and he can't really anticipate anything like you or I would. And things like looking out the window, which is one of the ways that we would reduce travel sickness, he can't do because his vision's not good enough. Plus, on the school buses, just the way they're set up, he tends to be sat at the back on top of the bouncy wheels, and it's not really working now. So that wasn't great. And
although today's problem was pain making the spasticity terrible rather than travel sickness. I know we have had so
there are lots of reasons why travel needs to be
improved.
improved.
To be sedated, and they had to wait for the sedation to work before he could leave school.
Yeah,
so
bit of a
he was
lose.
about 40 minutes late. So, and that made everyone else on the bus late as well,
including his brother James.
Including James, who missed Countdown on Channel 4, and then so that took a while to recover from for him.
Yeah. So not great. We are looking for a way to resolve that for Mo, because
another email.
It's just it's happening so frequently that he's having problems with his transport.
Yeah.
Anyway, you might remember that we're looking for somewhere, the next house, that needs to be close to school to reduce that. So that just reminds
certainly no
us.
further away.
Yeah, it reinforces that need. And then the last thing to mention was just where we're at with fundraising. So we've been talking about this a bit. Do we continue as we'd expect? The giving was boom, and then it's kind of plateaued out.
But can we just say thank you to everyone who has donated?
Yeah.
Especially recently.
Yeah, we can't overlook the fact that it's been just incredible generosity from the get-go. But there comes a point, doesn't there, when we have to say, okay, is that it? Have we reached what we're going to reach? The target is where it is simply because we had to think of a number. And people said aim high, so, it was high. But would we reach that? Don't know. So at the weekend, I think we pretty much concluded that we were where we were going to get, but for the fact that one person is planning to put on an event a bit later this year, which the proceeds will go into this fund. So I think we'd said, yeah, okay, well, let's call it. And then within 24 hours, suddenly from nowhere, as I say, the giving having plateaued, suddenly from nowhere, there were several generous donations, and also 2 different people said, can we do a sponsored event for you? So thank you, you know who you are. And I'm not quite sure what to make of that. I mean, it feels like, well, we keep going a bit because people still want to give and help Mo in this next chapter. So we say thank you, but also I just wanted to reveal a bit about our thought process. Like I've said before, we've never done this before. We don't know what to expect, and it's quite hard to make a decision like that because we don't know.
And also, you devoted so much time to the campaign, both building the website and then spending time thanking people and doing all the stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah,
which
liaising
I don't
with
really
the press.
understand, and liaising with the press, and so all of that needed to be done, which has meant that actually we've got stuff we need to do in the house to prepare the house for sale that wasn't getting done.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to go to the tip this week, and I think that's the 8th visit this year.
At least, yeah.
Oh, I'm counting them in my diary. I number them every time. So 8, yeah. Anyway,
We're detailed people, as you can probably tell.
Yes.
So there we are. We are making this up as we go along, but we do have to get back to focusing on sorting out this house for the eventual sale, which seems quite likely.
Otherwise, Sharon's going to get a bit stressed.
Yeah, we've got school holidays looming as well, and it's very difficult to get anything done during that period.
Yeah.
So there we are.
So
That's
like
where we're up to.
Crescendo of effort now in the next 6 weeks before they break up.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. Thank you for putting up with our waffle. Thank you for putting up with our general
well done if you got this
incompetence. It's great to have you with us on this journey. We love you all so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support. Please keep the support coming. I'm not talking about money now. I'm just talking about the expressions of love. They have helped us so much.
And don't forget to like or share or subscribe to the YouTube. Should have said that earlier. Never
She's
mind.
so much more professional at this than I am. Thanks, folks. We're going to say goodbye for now.
Bye.
Take care.